Hey, good evening. Welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. Well, I'm going to go straight in. I'm going to give you an update on our non-profit application and the struggles we're having to get that done. And we're trying to work in with doing stuff as well. Well, let me see. We met with our attorney in the last couple of days. As soon as we got back from Palawan, we met with the attorney, and he asked us if we could give him some information, of which bylaws for our non-profit status was one of them. We managed to find those and get them typed out, give him hard copy, and we return them the next day, and we keep pressuring him to put our case on status, on priority, to prioritize our application, because a lot is riding on it. Well, what is riding on it? Well, we asked for leeway from the DSWD. I'm just giving you my opinion now, okay? This is not law, it's not what we're entitled to. It's just what I think that we could possibly have asked for and received. Now, in America, when you go to America and you go in, say, on a certain kind of visa, one that allows you to stay for a given. When I went to America, I was on a multiple indefinite visa, which meant I could actually go and stay for 6 months, then leave, and I could come back a week later and stay for another 6 months. Other than the inconvenience of having to leave, it was okay. And then, because I was on that kind of a visa, I could apply for a green card. I could apply for status, for residential status. And as long as it was being processed, I would not be in any kind of danger at all. So the fact that we are in process, and were in process before anybody raised their voice against us, we were in process of having our non-profit status applied for. We'd already applied. We'd already given a 20,000 pesos commitment deposit to the attorney, right? Which is about 2/3 of the price that we probably are expecting to pay finally. So we'd already made a very heavy commitment to have somebody else, a professional, do the work of the application. So it was not going to go on any longer. Now, our feeling was that if that was the case, we'd be left alone to help people. Now, what's the help that we're giving? Well, if you've had a look at the other videos, you'll know that actually we've got the funding now to be able to do at least 4 or 5 houses for the least fortunate people, possibly 6. That's our hope. That's what we're going to strive to do as soon as we are legal. Okay, so as soon as we have the license, as soon as we are non-stock, non-profit in our status, then boy, it's going to be full speed ahead. And what will that mean? Well, this is why we were kind of upset that the DSWD would not work with us. As I say, we're in status. We're in status, heavily committed, with a very large deposit, and an attorney working on the paperwork. So the prediction was that it would be done in about 6 weeks. We hoped it would be done in less, but we said, okay, 6 weeks, so be it. And if that 6 weeks is coming true, then we're looking at a maximum of 3 to 4 weeks to realizing our non-profit status, and then we'll be going straight ahead. So with so little time involved, you could say, well, TMB, why don't you just sit back and relax and clean your house or some other such thing, and wait for it to happen. Well, you know, it's real easy to say that when you're living in a nice, comfortable, safe, secure, dry house. But here we are. Today it absolutely threw it down. It was torrential downpour. And I was just remembering what the housing condition, the housing conditions were of the blind man. Now, I don't know whether you who are watching this, I don't know whether you saw the conditions of the house of the blind man. It was like a chicken coop that had been left to rot for many years. It was terrible. It was heartbreaking. And we built him a nice tiny house, but he's very, very happy with that house. And he is a changed man. You look at him now and he's clean and smart and he's happy looking. He's well fed. He's well housed. Just a different person. Now, bearing in mind that this is a man that was working quite happily as a taxi driver in Cebu when he was stricken with blindness. Not quite sure. I don't know everything. Okay. The other one, look at it, the terrible man. It's not the terrible man, it's the old man, Polo, who was living in what amounted to little more than a pile of trash. You had to get down on your knees to crawl into a hole inside it, and that was his house, and we actually called it the terrible house. And right now, if you think about those, we're actually going to make a video very, very soon. In the next few days, we're going to make a video showing the 4 or 5 houses, the next 4 or 5 houses in line for as soon as we are allowed to help. Imagine that you need a license to help. All right, I'm not going to argue about that, but imagine that anybody would place the rules for that against as senior to the helping. That's why I brought the point up about, as we are in process, couldn't we have just been allowed to start work on these houses? The next house, 32, house 32, is as pitiful as, not quite as pitiful as the blind man, but certainly as pitiful as the battered wife's house. And her house is actually next to house number 32. People are living in some very pitiful conditions, in dirt floors, leaky roofs, and when you have a dirt floor and a leaky roof, it's a deadly combination, and soon you're walking around in your house on muddy floors. Terrible, heartbreaking situation. But we're going to make another full video showing each of the houses on a very short clip, and we hope that you'll look in on that, and I hope you will think about the fact that sometimes our rules for happy living get in the way of happy living, because those 4, 5, 6 families who are about very soon, in the next few weeks, they are about to receive a house where they thought there was no hope of receiving a house, and they're going to get a house. Now, they've got to wait, and the rains are here. As I say, it poured down today, and out there somewhere are those 4, 5, 6 families who, it's not an exaggeration that they are huddling in one corner of that house because it's the only corner that doesn't let water in. Now, many houses have been like that. We've lost count of them, but almost the very first was like that. The house of the paralyzed man, holes, walls made of paper, made of tarpaulins. The house of the 3 little girls, walls of tarpaulins and a roof of nipa which was shot in holes. The blind man, shot in holes. no way of keeping the rain out, and those 4 to 6 families that could be rehoused in very short order are being held up by rules which are intended, after all, for the good of the people. So we're really hoping that we'll be able to move very quickly on that and get these people housed, and do it from a legal point of view. And then, boy, we're hoping to show you some real changes in helping various people. Thanks for looking in. Well, suffice to say that our site is growing exponentially now. Just, I think, since yesterday, we've gained 450 or 500 new subscribers, and we expect sometime tomorrow that we will be looking at 32,000 subscribers. It's an exciting time, and it's an exciting time for change. There's lots of change coming, and you can be part of that change. This is not a video about trying to solicit funds. This is a video to give you an update on our pursuit of non-status, non-stock, non-status, non-profit status, and that's what we're hoping, so that we can expedite these things more quickly, and that we can go for a different kind of funding, because then once we are non-profit, then we will be able to offer a receipt for any funds which are given to us. We'll still operate the same way. We will still operate in full transparency. That is what we do, and we still feel that that is the way to do it. We will not be taking exorbitant paychecks. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. We got my pensions. We've got GoFundMe from our loyal subscribers. We've got our YouTube. We're doing okay. We don't need to take money from the poor. So we're going to be going full bore and helping those who presently are probably living without hope. Come and help us. In a few weeks' time, we'll be sailing straight ahead without any kinds of obstacles, or certainly only obstacles like a hurdle jumper. We'll be able to clear them. So, thanks for looking in. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. It's great news, it's great stuff coming up, great change, exciting times, and we hope that you'll be looking in. Thanks a lot for now. Bye for now.